I'm Sarah Corbett-Winder and I'm here doing a house tour with Sheer Luxe. Welcome. When we bought the house, which was 3 years ago, it really needed a lot of work. It needed a lot of renovating. Everything was very, I'm going to say very round, like all the doorways were rounded and we made everything much more square. Kept all the walls this plaster colour. Well, I say kept the walls. So the builders asked us what colour should we paint the kitchen. And my husband and I were like, no, we're leaving the kitchen. The kitchen is painted in the raw plaster. It's kind of aged over time and it just adds a lovely Spanish, slightly holiday-ish feel to the kitchen. And I honestly don't think you can find a paint colour like it. So you'll see on like the worktops, we've gone for marble and then terrazzo as well, but they're from the same family, so they're sort of earthy and reddy and brown. We spent a lot of time designing the layout of our kitchen, and actually at the last minute, this island was the other way round and we moved it when we came for a site visit. As well as having this island made, which we really wanted to have seats around it as well, that kind of idea of having a family breakfast at the island. So we've got seats on both sides of the island. I've always had this dream of having a big cabinet, so we had it built. So you'll see this big chest cabinet that we've had created. We've put a hat on it, which you'll also see throughout the house. We sort of put hats on lots of things. And it's great because it fits perfectly in the space and you can fill it with wonderful things. We wanted to create shelves a lot in the kitchen so we could put lots of stuff like plants and pictures and kind of just keep it quite relaxed and I guess sort of memories of our family as well. So often when we go places, we'll bring an object back. I'm obsessed with collecting China fruits. You'll see lots of China fruits around the house. My dream has always been to have a larder. In here you'll see that we've got everything in Kilmer jars. A very nice place to come to when you're cooking and collect what you need and bring it out. You'll probably start to see that I've got a slight form of OCD where everything has its space. Seating in a kitchen I think is vital, especially when you're having a cup of tea or a drink. And what I have really enjoyed doing is finding this marble pillar, which is great. At the moment you'll see it's got an objet on it, but also great for a glass of wine, a cup of tea, I mean anything really. We designed our kitchen so the dining table was in the kitchen. So you can be cooking and you've got lots of friends having a dinner party and you're all kind of together, which is lovely. Also great with kids. And then we really wanted this soft bench situation, which my husband designed. And then we got some cushions and it's just great to hang out on. Originally this wall had a massive picture on, like one big picture, which I'll show you later, but it just wasn't working. So we took it down and we're like, let's just create this wall of pictures and collections and things we find and discover. And it's really fun because we're always adding to it and it's just like one big memory behind us that we get to enjoy. I found this beautiful marbled sink and it's made to measure, so I measured it and it was sent over. It took probably 2 months to make. Got delivered, opened up the box. Actually, our builders opened up the box and I got a phone call being like, it doesn't fit. I was like, oh my God. So totally my fault, I'd measured it wrong, which is so the kind of thing I do. So now the sink, it doesn't fit in the kitchen area, but it's got a great home as a marble bar. And actually everything happens for a reason and we couldn't love it more. So now we're in the library. Sorry, that sounds very grand, but so we've got this room here, which is filled with books, which connects to the sitting room. So in the library, it's a bit of a brighter yellow. And then you'll see we've got all these bookshelves, which my husband designed. So we've done that here and done it over the archway. And it's sort of got a bit of a grown-up, slightly officey feel. This is actually my desk here. And there's a yellow theme running through it. And it's a very nice place to sort of hang out. Welcome to the sitting room. This is where we kind of hang out. We actually rarely watch TV, but if we do watch TV, it's in here, but like have drinks and just, it's quite a nice place to chill and read a book. So we added this paneling, which is super cheap. You just buy bits of paneling and pop it in. It was actually my husband's idea and it's genius because it adds a real grandeur to the room and just makes it a bit more elevated. So as well as collecting China fruit, I am a huge China dog. I'm going to say addict, actually. It's getting quite out of control. These are my friends. I collect them from eBay, charity shops, vintage shops, antique shops. I mean, anywhere. I'm always looking for different types of dogs. The fireplace was designed by my husband, which I was so rude about. Anyway, I really had to eat all my hats when it arrived because I love it and it's so different and it's great. It really holds the room and holds the dogs. Reupholstering sofas, chairs, anything, armchairs, cushions is so expensive, as I'm sure you all know. So I'm very actually proud to be able to share this trick with you. I just got the cushions reupholstered, and how much of a difference does that make? It's like a whole new sofa. So this chair is, I mean, it's amazing, sensational, and designed by my husband, so I can give him full credit for that. It's beautiful, and it's the kind of chair that you just want to sort of nestle up in and read a book or have a glass of wine and just, you feel slightly like you're escaping from the world. Absolute nightmare to get into the house, just squeezed in. We scraped a lot of stuff, but she made it and she's going to be staying here for a while. Okay, so downstairs loo, which is a very small space. So we covered it with stark striped wallpaper, and actually using a dark stripe or a dark something in a small space weirdly makes it feel bigger. And what makes it feel even bigger is smothering it with loads of mirrors, and I mean any types of mirrors. So it feels like a little dark bubble of mirrors, just a wonderful little loo and world to go to. Now we're onto the staircase. So of course we've got some brown. Actually we've got a sort of pinky colour as well, just to reflect the kitchen. But what we've also done is we've smothered the hall up the stairs with pictures, which, I mean, why wouldn't you? So this is our little girl Nancy's bedroom, who is 3. So we went for this very beautiful Penny Morrison fabric, which she's also got, you'll see, on her bed head as well, which actually one day would be quite amazing if it was all over the walls as well. But I think you can find a grown-up style fabric and still make it feel like young and pretty and little girly. Upholstered chairs are expensive, but don't forget you can look for exactly what you want it to be upholstered in. So for example, this I found on eBay, and I just searched pink striped armchair and it arrived as is and was a bargain of a price. Welcome to the kids' bathroom. So the theme of in here is red. And of course red stripes, so we've got red striped wallpaper, red striped tiles, and I always sort of thought that a red striped wallpaper had to go vertically, but actually at the last minute my husband said let's do it horizontally, and it actually looks quite nice. There are also an awful lot of boats in here. So my husband growing up, when I first went to his parents' house, there were boats in the bathroom like this, but probably not so many, and I stole the idea, and so when we moved in here we had a little, not quite sure what it's called, a little shelf running around, and filled it with boats. Of course, every boat has to have some red in it though. So the art, I guess some pieces we buy from artists, but also, like for example, the picture at the top there is an invitation to my sister-in-law's 30th birthday. And then this is the napkin that my husband and I, well, that I used when my husband and I went on our first date. And I was hoping that we'd get engaged. Well, I knew it was meant to be, and so I kept it, hoping one day I'd be able to pull it out and be like, ta-da, I kept this from our first date. My point is, it doesn't just have to be art. You can put anything on your walls, and I think what's so lovely is you put memories on your walls. We wanted to create little, I guess this is like a little station, so halfway up the stairs, and it's quite nice to sort of sit and chill out, make a phone call, or just be. But what I love most is, da-da-da, I mean, anything can be a piece of art. I mean, she's great, isn't she? Our spare room, blue, stripes, plates. So we went for a very neutral headboard just to keep it very calm, and white sheets, but then added in bits of blue. So we reupholstered this in a check, blue features here, blue lights, basically anything blue, blue walls, blue prints. And for me, I think it's then a really nice room to come into when a room has a colour as a theme, because then you can play with textures, all sorts of things, and it doesn't feel too crazy, just justifying why every room has a colour. As well as being our spare room, this room very kindly houses my summer and holiday wardrobe because yes, I do have a serious obsession with clothes. And these wardrobes are great because they're rattan, they look beautiful, but they also store a lot. Curtain pelmet. So, obviously we went for a brownie tweed, but we didn't want it just to be a straight line, so we thought, let's make it scallopy. I guess it would be rude/weird if I didn't have a bag obsession as well as a clothes obsession. So these are actually shelves that we had in our kitchen that were left over that we created to hold my bags. To be able to see everything is so great, so hence this idea evolved. We really wanted to have our own floor where nobody could disturb us and we could come up and have a nice, tranquil, peaceful time. The ceiling in here was originally really low and it was quite boxy. So we thought to just open it up and see what was up there. And we were so lucky to find these beams, which we've just left, and they've just opened up the whole room. We then found this lantern, which is actually a street light, which I think is quite cool. And that nice sort of brassy feel sort of fits in nicely. We had this bed made. I fell in love with the bed, which I can't even tell you how much it was. And it also came from America. So the shipping, the build, the creation, the paint would have been not even acceptable. So we had it made, which was, I don't think you can really tell the difference, to be honest. And we've got little accents of colour around the room, but I'd say in general, it's quite a soft, just calm, relaxing bedroom. Another one of my dreams was to have a fireplace in our bedroom. Often we'll come up to bed in the winter, sort of 8:30, 9 o'clock, have a bath, put the fire on, read our books. I just feel like it's quite a grown-up thing to do. We are now in my favourite room of the house, of course, our wardrobe. But this is where my husband and I spend the beginning of our days, and it's just such a joy to get dressed in. And it's really lovely. We have a chat in the morning, we get dressed. I didn't want cupboards on the frames because I think clothes are so beautiful and I love looking at them. So yeah, here you are in my sanctuary. I have so many fond memories growing up of my mother being at her dressing table, and it was always a lovely place that I'd want to go to and see her and sort of be with her. And it's very sweet. The same happens with our children. It's just a lovely place for them to come and be. And I feel very sort of comfortable here. And once I'm dressed, I'll sit here and choose my jewellery, put my perfume on, and it kind of sets me for the day. My mother always said the key to a happy marriage is having your own bathrooms. We couldn't do that, so we went for our own sinks instead, which I have to say is pretty life-changing. It's also quite nice because you're at the sink at the same time. Got some China dogs. There is not a place that you cannot put a China dog. And then the sinks we went for have got this lovely shell detail on, which is just a bit pretty. We wanted the shower to have like an earthy feel, of course. So we went for these green tiles, which are actually handmade, and I think you can really feel the sort of depth to them. We put this marble lip here, which to obviously stop the water all coming out instead of having it like a shower tray, which we actually just found in an antique shop. So this was a wedding present, which we absolutely love and cherish. You sit on it, you put your clothes on it, our children climb on it. It's just a wonderful piece to have. These pineapple lights are actually vintage. If you can find things in pairs, embrace it, get them, because it's quite rare. It's quite rare to find in pairs. Our bath came with this wonderful paneling and actually came in this colour, so it was obviously meant to be for our bathroom. So there we are, that's my house. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found lots of inspiring and stripy things.